Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dominion's 5 Multiplayer Showdown series. For those of you joining me for the first time ever, my name is Sabouts, and for those of you returning, I'd like to welcome you back. Now, some of you may be new to the Dominion's 5 Multiplayer Showdown on my channel, and some of you may be returning here for the third time, which this is the third time I'm running the series. And it's a basically multiplayer collaboration between me and several other YouTubers where we get together and we do a play-by-email type game with Dominion's 5. So, like I've already mentioned twice now, this is our third time doing it, and it's been kind of a mixed bag of people throughout the course of the, I guess, 3 years that we've been doing this. We've done one every year for the last 3 years, so it's a lot of fun and it's a really cool series. So for anybody who hasn't seen the other two, I highly recommend you go check them out. Either way, yeah, this is going to be very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and go through a general run of the kind of rules for the series, so that way you guys get a grasp for it. Essentially, one of the big #1 rules is that we ask that nobody does anything like spoils anything for any of the other players. So essentially we're all playing blind right now, so we cannot see what each other are doing, and we're not passing information back and forth. There's a lot of lying, backstabbing, there's a lot of truce breaking, peace happening, backdoor deals, and all sorts of crazy stuff like that going on between the players. And for you, the viewer, you get to view and watch each different point of view from each different YouTuber. So you're going to have insider knowledge on what's going on that us as players are not going to have. And so what we ask is that you guys very kindly do not spoil anything for any of the players who are involved in this series. It's a pretty big deal. We haven't had any issues in the past, which is great. And we all have wonderful communities, so we're hoping it'll stay that way and that we're not going to have any issues. But please, please do not spoil anything, because that's just a big letdown. It's not as enjoyable when the players are not kept in the dark. So that's kind of a big selling point for the series. Any other big rules would be, that's actually pretty much the one big rule. Just basically enjoy the series. And if you want, you could go down below in my description. There's 8 of us this time, I believe. There's 8 of us playing, so the most we've had so far. And if you go down in the description of the video, you're going to see a name of each player who is participating, as well as a link to the playlist of their series. So you can go right down below, click on each player's playlist, and you can go through and watch each one as we progress through the game. Highly recommend that you do watch each player, because that's kind of like how you get the full experience of the Dominion's 5 Multiplayer Showdown. You get the full experience by watching each person, because you just get to see all the behind the scenes action, what's going on between each player. And we're kind of just, we have no idea what's going on. We're confused, we're scared, a lot of the times we're angry. So it's just really cool. It's a whole different experience, and it's had nothing but extremely positive feedback over the last 3 years now of doing this. Another thing to keep in mind is that we will be posting these videos to kind of help mitigate spoilers and everything. We'll be posting these videos 5 episodes ahead. And so what I technically mean by that is whatever video you are currently watching, do understand, except for this one, except for the opening announcement video, do understand that we will be 5 videos ahead of the current video you're watching, or more, but we will never ever be 5 videos less than the current video you're watching. So that just kind of helps mitigates any maybe spoiler-ish, or if somebody tries to hint towards secrets like, oh my god, it's about, you know, this guy's coming after you. Like, we're 5 turns ahead, so chances are whatever you're trying to warn us about, it's probably already long happened. So what that does mean is, well, for those of you who watch a lot of the videos on my channel, well, I do like lots of tips, not spoiler related stuff, but tips on helping me navigate any game I play. Please keep in mind, and I've had to hammer this into people's heads in the past with the last 2 Dominions videos, and I hate repeating myself over and over again, but please keep in mind that if you give me a tip that's going to help me, I am 5 turns ahead or more. I could be 8, I could be 10 turns ahead, whatever you guys are giving me for tips. So what that means is that if I don't do your tip, it's not because I hate you and I want you to go crawl in a hole and die, or that I'm ignoring you. It's that chances are I'm already so far ahead it doesn't matter, or I am doing it, but I'm doing it, you know, 5, 6, 8 turns ahead of when you gave me the tip. So that could be, I usually do like 1 turn an episode or so. So that could be like, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes ahead. It makes a big difference. So it could be 3 weeks before you finally see me use your tip. Now keep that in mind, please, because it just gets a lot of headaches for me. Now, I think that's pretty much it. Covers kind of the rules and the general layout of the game. Das Tactic, who's one of the players in the game, he was very kind to create a personal map for all of us, and you can find it on the Steam store. It's called End World. It's really cool. He built it specifically for this game because this is in the late ages, so it's kind of our last big bang. And you'll get to go check that out. By the way, there's going to be no gameplay during this episode. This is just an announcement / opening, and I'm going to go over my Pretender in this episode as well. So if you guys are like sitting there like, oh my god, Sabouts, shut up and get to the gameplay, there is going to be none in this episode. You'll have to skip to the next episode if you want to see gameplay, but I recommend sticking out for this one because obviously I'm explaining the rules and I'm going to go over my Pretender. For me personally in Dominions 5, I do want to say that I actually have not, believe it or not, I haven't really sat down and played a lot of Dominions 5. I haven't had a chance to really crack it open. I know there's a lot of really big changes, and I'm excited to check them out as I play. I never was really very good at Dominions 4. I did all right in the last 2 playthroughs, particularly in the last one. I actually had a pretty massive, well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who wants to go back and watch, but I had a pretty crazy like turnaround, I guess, turning point in the game that happened for me, so it was kind of cool. And I did all right, so I'm hoping I'll do a lot better for this one, but I'm playing against a lot more tougher opponents, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out. The game's going to rely a lot, I think, on alliances and a lot of packs being created, because there's some players in here that are powerhouses, and they're very, very good at the Dominions games, and they're just going to wreck everybody. So let's go ahead and actually jump in and look at my Pretender. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. I know I covered everything that I've got on my notes here. So yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to check out the Pretender I made. So I am playing, and I should have mentioned this, but it's in the thumbnail and in the title, so it's not like it matters as much. But I'm playing as, is it Pythium? I believe is how it's pronounced, I hope. So here's my, my actual Pretender here. I'm playing, I've named him Slither, so he's Slither the Surfing King, which I think sounds kind of cool. And you can see all the stats up here. I'm not going to go down or read down the list, so if you want to pause the video and look specifically at all these stats, you can, but I will go through and kind of point out the stuff that I've picked down the list here, as well as the blessings, because that's something that's a little bit new. Not a little bit new, but it's new with the Dominions games. So we've got Fire Mage level 3, Air Mage level 3, Water Mage level 7, Earth Mage level 3, Astral Mage level 3, Death Mage level 3, Nature Mage level 4, and Blood Mage level 4. And that's the only time I'm going to read it specifically like that, but I want to just point that out, that there's all my magic there. And you see I got a research ability of 65, which doesn't really matter as much, as well as the different resistance, which I'll kind of hover over each one here. So down at the bottom you can see descriptions, and that way you guys can see all of that. Oops. And I didn't actually make this Pretender. I actually reached out to one of this longtime subscribers on my channel. And I won't say his name now because I'll keep it a little bit of a surprise, but you guys will get to meet him in the coming videos, because he's going to be a little bit of an advisor for me, kind of helping me out with my nation, because I'm not nearly as good as a lot of these other players, especially the new ones that have joined us. So he's going to kind of jump in and be sort of a advisor to my Surfing King here, to my Pretender, and he's he's sacrificing his ability to watch all the other players' playthroughs, so he's going to be suffering just like me, because I obviously can't go through and watch the other YouTubers' playthroughs as well. So he'll be suffering with me, but at the end of the series, we'll both go through, I'm sure, and watch all of the videos together. Not together, like, we're not going to watch them together, but we're going to get to watch them. So, yeah, this is what I went for Dominion. I went with Dominion 7, which is, like I said, he set this Pretender up and he kind of went through it with me. And I thought it was a really good build. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. But he did go with Dominion 7, which makes me a little nervous just because I'm so used to usually cranking that up high, because I really like to kind of put the Dominion pressure on the people around me. But at the same time, I kind of see this being useful in this particular playthrough, because whereas last time I played as Airmore, which was just everybody instantly started off as aggressive to me, in this playthrough, I'm going to have to actually reach out and find some alliances. I'm not playing a race that people can't ally with, because they won't suffer being next to me. So going with the Dominion 7 will be a nice, healthy balance, high enough that people aren't going to overpower me, but low enough that I'm not going to be entrenching on Dominions, my neighbors' dominions and their provinces. We're just keeping this at 0. I did go down the Sloth for 1, or I didn't, I guess my advisor did, but this is where I've altered these here. So we got the Sloth 1 there, just a hot of 3, which I guess is going to be fine for our particular, we're kind of lizard people, so I don't see that being an issue. We went with 2 growth, 2 misfortune, and 3 magic, which it will be kind of cool because I'm hoping that we'll get a lot of magic sites. Now, going down the list here, this is kind of new for Dominions 5, and it's really, really cool. So this is basically like the bonuses that your people will get, when your special units will get when you bless them. And this is absolutely awesome because I'm going to tell you what, my advisor here, he really excelled in this. Our units are going to be insanely powerful when they're properly blessed. You can see we've got a lot of resistance in here, magic weapons, so ethereal units not going to be an issue at all. In fact, I'll go through and hover down this list so you guys can read all of those, because it's a pretty big deal, I feel. You know, that swiftness is always nice, having the plus 30% movement rate. We saw that in the last playthrough with Wade Star's units. He had cavalry that had swiftness, and they were ethereal. I forget what the actual name of the move was, but it made them a very big powerhouse. They were just going around absolutely wrecking people, and I'm not gonna... They actually did end up hitting a brick wall, or I should say a dead wall, but I'm not going to do too many spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen that series yet. But Strength of the Earth, the magic resistance. I do like the magic weapons. I like being able to just hit ethereal units or invulnerable units. The 3 Undying is going to be really, really nice. We saw that shine in my Airmore playthrough, where a lot of my blessed units would just fight on after they've already gone down into the negative HP. So that's this is what this is gonna do. Basically, allow my units to keep fighting even after they've been killed. They will die off after the battle's over, but not till after they've already wreaked a ton of damage on our enemies. Blessed units to be able to withstand more damage before they die, which is just kind of like coupling with the Undying, so that's pretty crazy. And then all the way down to the Blood Surge, which just essentially when they kill a unit, one of my blessed units kill a unit, they just end up getting all these massive bonuses, which is just going to make them even more crazy. And I'm not sure, it'll last a few rounds, greatly increases the combat abilities of the unit, will not take effect when killing an animate unit. And I'm not sure, I doubt this stacks. I don't think it does. I already know it doesn't. I know it's not going to stack. That would be insane. Could you imagine if like he just killed like 3 units and then he got more powerful so he could kill more units and then got more powerful? It'd just be like running around one-hitting everybody with swiftness and everything. Jeez. But yeah, so that's what I picked for that. So that is our Pretender. And like I said, we are playing as Pythium, and I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably going to butcher it all the way till somebody corrects me, but that's the way I'm pronouncing it for now. So that's pretty much it. I I don't think I have really anything else to go over. So we're not going to have any gameplay in this particular episode because, like I said, this is the opening introduction as well as the Pretender creation episode and the announcement, going over the rules and everything. If you guys have anything you want to let me know, definitely say it down in the comment section below, but also down in the comment section below, tell me how excited you are, because there has been a lot of people who have been private messaging me, commenting on my other videos, commenting on past Dominions 5 Multiplayer Showdown videos, and even reaching out to me on the Discord asking me, Sabouts, when is the next Dominions game? When is the next Dominions game? And it's finally here. I know there's going to be a group of people who have been sitting around idle, silently waiting for this moment. And I want to hear you guys and let me know how excited you are, because I know I am very excited for this. Even though I've never really been too great at Dominions, I'm still extremely excited. I have a lot of fun every single time I play this game. So once again, I want to thank you all for joining me for the first episode. And do not forget that down in the description below, there will be links to the other players' playlists for the series, as well as the names of all the players that are playing. I didn't list them off because there's a ton of them down there, and you can just go right down below and see it all. So you'll see all that down there. And if some people are still updating or uploading their Pretenders and building their playlist, so if there's a person down there who doesn't have a playlist, I will eventually go back and add it all. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.